one. Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to my show. Talking to you today about a topic called, what was the topic I called it? I can't even remember, but it's talking to your body and communicating with your body when it comes to food. So this whole issue of food is a really big topic to talk about, but I'm just going to share with you tonight some tools that I've used that have helped me have more ease with food and with choosing foods that actually nurture my body and that are actually listening to my body and listening to what my body wants to actually what my body wants to eat. So like the world we're kind of living in today is like all about, you know, what's good for you, what's bad for you. Like everybody's either vegan or grain free or dairy free or celiac, and there's all these different types of, you know, paleo diet and this diet and keto. And it's all this information that we're constantly being bombarded with. A second, let me take it. So it's all this information we're just constantly being bombarded with, and it's like all of it's like a lot of conclusion, right? And it's like, how do you like use all that information and actually start to actually just have a communion with your body and get what it is your body requires? Because no matter who you go to, whether they're an acupuncturist or a diet and nutrition or whatever, everybody has what they think is the right thing to do for you. Like, you should, you know, do this, eat this food, eat that, don't eat this, do eat that. And like, how many people actually ask you a question or even ask your body? So I've been going to different, like, you know, doctors, therapists, like kind of, you know, people in the field of like natural health and holistic practitioners for last 5 years. And I kept like, what I kept meeting was like, these people maybe were very well trained, very professional, had lots of information, which was great, but none of them were asking my body. None of them were communicating to my body. And today, I asked my body the other day, I'm like, I have had some digestive issues going on for a couple of years now, on and off. And I've tried so many different things, acupuncture, cleanses, candida cleanses, so many different things. And the other day, I just got to a point where it's like, body, I know there's an easier way to change this. You know there's an easier way to change this. So whatever is going on, what would it take for me and you to actually find a way to change this with a lot more ease and a lot more speed? And literally like a day or two later, a friend of mine recommended this woman she went to who helped her eliminate allergies from her body. So I went there today, a bit of reluctance, like thinking I was just going to meet the same, you know, kind of people I'd met before who were just going to tell me and go through my symptoms and tell me what I should or shouldn't be eating. And instead what she did was she communicated with my body. And I've never been so grateful. I was like, I'm so grateful I have met you. She tested my body for every single food, but she didn't go with my symptoms. She didn't go anything. She actually asked my body. And that's one of the things we do with the tools of Access Consciousness. And that's one of the things I share with people all the time, is communicating with your body. And it's asking your body questions. And she did it in the way that she kind of is trained to do it, but she still was communicating with my body. And it just created this lightness in my world. She wasn't telling me what to do. She was asking my body what it required. And it just inspired me tonight to make this show about that, because just after today, it really showed me how all along I have been totally aware of what my body's been asking for. And sometimes I listened to it and sometimes I denied it. And just, I wanted to share with you like some things that I've picked up along the way that have helped me in listening to my body. And one of the things that she did today, which was muscle testing, was something that I've learned a long time ago. And it's something that I don't always use, but it's something that's very useful. And it's literally where you actually take the food before you eat it and ask your body, do you truly desire to digest this food right now? And your body will show you what movement is yes and what movement is no. And for me, a yes is back and a no is forward. And my body shows me. So, because it's really interesting, like a lot of times we function from, okay, I gotta eat, you know, a banana for breakfast, or I gotta drink this tea right now, or I gotta take this supplement. And there's no question We go to conclusion. And what I found is the more and more I practice presence and I'm actually present with my body, the more it shows me when I put things into my body that it doesn't want, my body shows me. So like today, I was taking this supplement and I wasn't asking my body. I was taking it because some health professional told me I should take them. And then I was putting it into my body and it wasn't going down. Like my body was not digesting the supplement. Same with foods. If your body's not digesting some foods, it may be because your body doesn't actually want to digest that food in that moment. So with that, I had to actually look at, okay, body, do you truly desire this? And it was like, no. So it's like, okay. So it's like getting that clarity with your body. Like someone may tell you like avocados are amazing and they're a superfood, but maybe your body doesn't want to digest avocados, So it's like getting clear and like having that direct communion with your body. Like your body is such a gift. It has so much information to give you, and it will not lead you astray. It will tell you what it requires when it requires it. So number 1 tip, 2 is start communicating with your body and start asking it, and ask your body to show you what yes is and what no is. And you can do putting the food or the supplement in front of your solar plexus and your body will show you yes or no. Would you like to digest this right now? Yes or no. And then the second tool I wanted to share with you was with tasting food, okay? Your body will show you by the taste whether it actually truly desires it or not. So for me, like if I drink alcohol, right, and the first drink tastes amazing, and then the second drink starts to taste like vinegar, or it tastes really sweet or really acidy, that's my body letting me know it doesn't want anymore. Like it's done. Same with like food. Like if you eat a piece of chocolate and after 2 or 3 pieces, it starts to get like just the taste that's gone out of it. That's your body letting you know it's done. And like a lot of the times is that our body only wants little pieces, little bits. It doesn't really want the whole meal. And like how much have we been entrained to think like we have to eat the whole meal? If you buy a meal in a restaurant, you have to eat the whole thing. How much were you trained to say, finish every bit on your plate? And that's actually not an honoring of you and your body, and it's actually not listening to your body. So that's my second number 2. It's actually starting to get present with your body and be aware when the taste changes. So be present when you're eating. Slow down when you're eating so that you know when your body's like, okay, I'm done. And I always find it interesting, like when I know that I'm done, if I go to have another bite, suddenly then something will happen. Like I'll start to choke on my food, or I'll start to like cough, or it won't go down properly. And that's another way my body lets me know I'm done. And like one of the questions I used and I keep using is like, because we're so inundated with all these points of views about what's good for you and what's bad for you, what you should and shouldn't eat. Sometimes those points of views like are much louder than you, and then you can, and they're louder than hearing your body. So I've started to ask my body, hey body, what would it take for you to totally override my head here? What would it take for you to get louder than my head? So when I'm asking my body, what would you like to eat or what would you like to digest? I'm asking my body to be louder than the points of views I have in my head or the points of views I'm aware of. And since I started asking that, that's when my body then starts like, choking me when I'm eating food and it doesn't want it anymore, or turning the taste sour or whatever it is. That's my body giving me the signal, we're done, or that I don't want this right now. And I always found it really interesting. Like my husband, Mike, he one day where he had like a 6-pack of beer and he was bringing it in from the house, and the whole bottom of the bag like burst and all the beer went flying on the ground. And I was just like, oh my God, like in my head thinking his body totally did not want that beer. And then he went like back to the store and like got a second packet or whatever. And then he came into the house, and then the second time it fell out of his hands as well. So I was like looking at him going, okay, your body really doesn't want the beer. And like they're all signals that your body gives you. Like whenever, like tonight at work, I went to like, and today I made like this commitment that I'm going to be very, very present with my body and not just go into autopilot with food, like just picking up food because it's there and eating it, and actually ask my body before I put anything into my mouth. And that's going to take a bit of retraining because we're so used to like just putting things in our mouth on autopilot. So I asked my body, and I communicated with it tonight and today, and said I would, when I made a commitment to be more present. And tonight I was at work, and I went to pick up these kind of like sweet like walnuts, and the minute I picked one up, like two of them fell out of my hand, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, okay, so body, do you actually desire to digest these right now? And I got no. It's like, okay. And I threw them away. And just having that, like that communion and that clarity, it actually opens up your world, because it's actually like, oh my God, so my body really does know what it wants when it wants it. And it will actually guide me in the right way if I actually start to actually ask questions. And I actually start to listen to it when it drops things out of my hands, or listen to it when I put something to my body and it doesn't go down right. That's my body letting me know. And that listening to your body knows more than what the diet professionals or other people are telling you, because like everybody's body is different. So we all have a body, but what our body desires in every given moment is different, and it changes. So not coming to conclusion, like I concluded I was allergic to dairy, when actually in fact I wasn't. I had intolerances to lactose, which I can change with body work. And that's the thing, like you can change so many things with your body, with question and with body work. And that's what I'm using now. It's like I'm using different body work, and I use the access body process to change things in my body, because I know my body has capacities available to it. And I don't have to be limited by allergies or food intolerances or any of that stuff. Because when I'm in communion with my body will let me know what it requires. So that's another kind of like, it's not that like professionals or health practitioners or any of these therapists, like it's not that you shouldn't go to any of these therapists or anything, but it's like when you do go to professionals, or you do talk to people, or you talk to a homeopath person, whatever person you're talking to, and they give you certain information, you want to ask, does this apply to me? Body, is that true for us? Because I've had so many different people say so many different things to me about what I've had, and none of it was a question. And it was only today when that practitioner, professional started to actually ask my body questions, was this whole kind of lightness open up in my world. And I was trying to like do all this other food elimination stuff, and it wasn't working, because none of it was asking my body a question. All of it was coming from conclusion. So it's like, what would happen if we actually started to trust our bodies? Like your body knows what it requires, what it desires, when it needs it. And it's like, how much of us have we been told not to trust our bodies, and actually to listen to someone else, and to make someone else's point of view or someone else's opinion or someone else's like kind of synopsis more valuable than what we know. And one of the reasons I love Access Consciousness is because the tagline is empowering you to know what you know. And that includes your body. Your body knows. So your body is the one who wants to digest the food. Your body is the one who may want to supplement. So if you start first with asking your body and muscle testing it, and then you can use the other information that you have from this reality to apply it to your body and see what happens. So this was a quickie. There's lots more to this topic. If you'd like to know more, if you'd like more questions, you can Facebook me, you can send me a message, or you can email me. And thanks for joining me. Thanks for listening. And play with the questions and see what happens. Thanks, guys. Bye.